before the knockouts,
Brown. And there it is, a left hook, a double uppercut.
before the hype,
The outside, and here comes the counter.
before the world started paying attention.
Finding his openings or creating them, as Shushu has Chambers pinned against the...
There was just a kid from Brownsville, Bruce. Shushu Carrington didn't grow up in comfort. He grew up in a place where focus is fragile and distractions come easy. Where boxing isn't just a sport, it's often the only structure holding things together. He wasn't just good, he stood out, climbing through the amateur ranks and quietly building a name that people in the boxing world were starting to remember. But just as that momentum was building, everything came crashing down. In 2014, he lost his brother to violence. It was a moment that didn't just shake his life, but nearly pulled him away from the sport entirely, leaving him lost, unfocused, and questioning whether any of it still mattered. For a while, boxing disappeared, until it didn't. Because when he came back, it wasn't the same fighter stepping into the ring. It was someone carrying pain, purpose, and a reason far bigger than wins and losses, turning every fight into something personal and meaningful. This isn't just a prospect rising through the ranks. This is someone chasing something deeper, and that's what makes his story different. On January 29th, 2022, a young and still relatively unknown Bruce Carrington stepped into the ring for just the second fight of his professional career, looking to prove that his amateur success could translate to the professional stage. Across from him stood Stephen Brown, a durable opponent brought in to test whether Carrington was truly ready for this level. This wasn't about titles or rankings. It was about proving that he was ready for the pro game.
You know, Valdez.
Big left hook here from Shushu Carrington on Stephen Brown, as you see him leaning back against the ropes, and his body language has changed completely here.
Yeah, this fight's just a matter of time. Shushu is slowly walking down, breaking down Brown. And there it is, a left hook, a double uppercut. The legs are bent, and down goes Brown in really bad shape. Those last two shots were just absolutely unnecessary, but he was up, and the referee didn't step in between the two fighters. Well, I mean, it's simple. You know, from the previous round, he was dominating. See, that was a frame right there. Setting up, lining up the head for the right hand. But beautiful shot. He had Brown against the ropes. Brown bounced off the ropes and hit him with another uppercut, and then another uppercut. Just beautiful placement right there by the young man, Shushu. Boom, right hand, frame that. Left hook. He was hurt right there. Brown was actually knocked out right before he hit the ground. Boom, right hand, uppercut, another left hook. The referee was a tad bit late on that last punch and stopping Shushu from delivering that shot.
A couple of months later, Carrington returned to the ring looking to build momentum after a strong start to his professional career. Across from him was Yuri Andujar, a more experienced fighter with a reputation for being durable and willing to exchange. Andujar was the kind of opponent brought in to see whether a young prospect could stay sharp while dealing with someone who wouldn't go away easily. Could Carrington do the unthinkable?
Well, that's what time it is, Bernardo, for these young guys, and really any fighter. You don't get paid for overtime. You don't go looking for the knockout, but if it's there, you're certainly going to take it. And it looks like, with the kind of shots that Carrington is landing in this first round, that he may be getting another quick knockout tonight.
This is his third professional fight. Always under control. Can fight inside the pocket, can fight outside. He has extremely long arms for a 5'8" guy. Honestly, 72-inch reach.
And Duhar does too, 71-inch, but I want to be like them. He actually beat Duke Reagan as an 8th seed in the qualifiers, but COVID took his dream away to be an Olympian in Tokyo, and here he is as a pro.
Yeah, that man is like, this kid is like a quarterback with the IQ of Tom Brady.
Hey, you know, Shushu's got Brownsville on his trunks. He's just following the footsteps.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Oh, nice stick there from Carrington.
You see the flashy combinations. You see the big single shots from Carrington, but the jab is setting it all up. That's why he's able to eat it right now.
That uppercut, the body shot, a short right hand from Carrington.
Andujar has nothing to lose. He's got to let those shots go. He can't become a spectator and allow Carrington to have his way, getting off like this with no answer. Missed a big hook right there.
We'll see that once we move over to ESPN at 10 p.m. Eastern, as Shushu moves in with a very nice right hand.
Hey,
Mick the Quick Rivers. Mick the Quick Rivers.
Nice stick.
Oh, Willie Randolph.
See, that's the thing. That's the problem with Andujar. He's
Nice
standing.
right hand and an uppercut.
Yeah, he's standing right there. He needs to pick up his feet. He needs to do something different. I mean, you're standing right in front of a counterpuncher, a vicious counterpuncher like Shushu. That's what's going to happen. You don't get countered every time. So change things up. Use your feet instead.
He's looking at the shots. He's rolling the shots. He'll get touched every now and again. That's to be expected when you're that close to a punching opponent. But he's landing shots in between the shots of Andujar right there. That's going to discourage him. And if one gets through, this fight might be over.
Yeah, and those uppercuts are very vicious shots. And now he adds a left hook. Does Shushu Carrington. He's got every punch in the arsenal. They're fast and they're powerful.
See, but the thing that
they're landing flush.
They are landing flush, but the thing is that every move that he makes has a purpose. That's the difference. Tactically, this man is fantastic. Woo! It's hard to teach.
Got to be very discouraging for the opponent, Andujar, who had Carrington where he thought he wanted him. And then Carrington dominates the inside.
Keep him in close, work the body, and Carrington has an answer for everything so far. Ooh, nice stick there from Carrington off the feint.
He's anticipating something coming back from Andujar. So he doesn't strike me as a fighter who's falling asleep or getting too comfortable.
Yes, he's nice inside, whether it's the uppercut or the short left hook, because he knows that Carrington wants to show out in front of his hometown fans, fighting as a pro for the first time in New York City. But he's also got to stay disciplined. Now another headbutt.
Fueled Andujar. He had a nice 15 seconds right there, having pinning Carrington in the corner on against the ropes and landing the combinations. Oh, nice. Ooh. Always puts himself in harm's way. So, I worry about him when he gets in there with big punchers. Will he be standing there, or will he do something completely different and use his feet?
You see Andujar giving everything he's got
to land a punch.
See another headbutt there from Yuri Andujar. Then he gets clipped with a nice uppercut from Shushu Carrington.
Shoot, he don't have the muscles on his head either like I do.
That's true.
Carrington stepping up for the first time to a 6-round fight. This is the 4th round he's been here. We'll see how he does here as the fight progresses. Nice right hand from Carrington.
Yeah, Carrington's not a one-punch guy, knockout guy. Boy, he has snap on his shots. He can get your attention and get your respect. But he's going to be more a break you down systematically type of guy if he don't produce knockouts. Not with one punch.
He's going to continue to mature. His punch will get stronger. He'll become more accurate, more skillful, and find better ways to set big shots up. And it's really about the punch that you don't see that gets a fighter out of there.
Nice left from Shushu Carrington. Now he digs to the body. Right to the body. Carrington now doing work downstairs in round 4, changing the focus of his attack.
Andujar does not like the favors for him, and he doesn't seem to like it. You see the hands coming down from Andujar, and he's not punching. He's more focused on protecting the body.
He's giving him that body tussing.
And because nobody likes to get hit down there.
Oh, my goodness. The body shots is what set up this
Look
right
at
here.
the legs. And here we see Andujar holding on. Can Carrington put the finishing touches on? Now a right hand from Andujar. Right hand from Carrington. Andujar now trying to dig deep. Half a minute left here, round number 4. Nice jab from Carrington. Kind of shook the legs of Andujar. But Eddie Claudio Dre was this close to stopping the fight there at the end of round 4. And Carrington is in unknown territory. Never been this far in a fight.
Right, this is a good place for him. It's a good place. You got to touch these waters situations. So you want him to touch the waters on the way up, face some resistance, and he's faced some tonight with Andujar, and he's responding well.
Oh, nice uppercut there from Carrington. Charging him about $8 a gallon so far tonight going downstairs.
Carrington setting him up.
He's looking ugly.
That's what he's doing. He's setting him up. He's letting him work. Now using the jab, sticking him on the outside, and here comes the counter.
What a left hook! The leg is bent once again from Andujar. What a finish from hometown Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. Bruce Shushu.
As 2022 went on, Carrington was no longer just a new name. He was a prospect people were starting to watch closely. With each performance, the expectations were rising, and the matchmaking began to reflect that. Next up was Brandon Chambers, a more seasoned opponent compared to his earlier competition. brought in to give Carrington a real test and see how he handled someone with experience and composure inside the ring.
I do that on the regular, man.
Absolutely.
Honestly, on the regular.
And how can you not like Shushu? He's a Dodgers fan. But the Brooklyn Dodgers. Shushu was mentioning the fact that nice right and followed up by a left by Shushu. And yeah, Chambers felt that.
It's closer to the end than the beginning.
You know, we talked about Shushu enjoying the fact that he's on the same card with Shakur, Jared Anderson, Kelvin Davis, Troy Isley.
We may not see this, may not see another round if it keeps going this way, but yeah. Look. Whew.
Yeah, he's on shaky legs, and now a left hook from Shushu Carrington, who said, I want to stay poised, and I'm going to put my punches together, and that's exactly how he's breaking down Chambers.
All right, I want you to pay attention to how consistent he is. Yeah, check out this left hand right here, and the inside. I look like it was high on the head. Right on the moon, his target and where he wants to be. See that little dip right there? He's placing every single shot. This is high-level stuff you're seeing right here from.
He said, what you're going to see is continued improvement. My punch output's going to be greater, and my power, because I'm going to be sitting on my punches, and he's digging to the body and finding the openings on Chambers.
Chambers got a tight guard.
Yeah. Draw, and he's won 9 fights in a row, 5 of them by knockout. Oh, nice left hook to the body. Chambers seems to have found his legs. Oh, I heard that one. And did not feel good.
Hitting that right arm by that liver, he's definitely protecting it.
Right hand there from Chambers. And another right and left.
That's how forceful that shot was from Shushu Carrington.
2 jobs that his mother was against him doing, but at the end of the day, he says, I love the adrenaline rush of both. And I love the fact that in my day job, I get to help the youth of Baltimore understand that I came from those same streets and that they can make it too.
Shushu's doing the right thing. He cranked it up in the first round, but then he goes back to the corner, and his corner tells him, hey man, you need to calm down. You need to take your time, set it up. You have 8 rounds to work. And sometimes we fighters, we forget about it.
For this fight, because our main event fighter last week against Isaac Dogbe was his sparring partner out in Vegas, so he was getting excellent work.
That explains it all. That explains why Ramirez was so sharp against Dogbe.
Let him go, let him go. Stop, watch the holding.
Look, the harder you study for a test, the better you're gonna get. And that's what Ramirez did. He called on this young man. He knows that Shushu is talented.
Ooh, short
nice
right hand.
Right hand. Chambers hit right now. He does have a tight guard. And Shushu's having a difficult time trying to get
this from Shushu Carrington. Nice body work from Shushu. He's finding his openings or creating them, as Shushu has Chambers pinned against the corner, and down goes Chambers. Want to get up.
10. That's it.
Fight is stopped by Harvey Dock as Shushu Carrington improves to 7-0.
By the time Carrington stepped into the ring against Luis Perozzo, his reputation as a rising prospect was already starting to take shape. Each fight had added a little more belief, attention, and pressure to live up to the growing expectations. Luis Perozzo brought something different to the table in the form of durability that often exposes young fighters who rely too much on speed and confidence early in their careers. He wasn't expected to roll over easily until the bell rang.
The mindset, he's got the skill set to do it.
And tonight he's in against a bigger fighter, because Luis Perozzo at 32 years old, even though they're this big.
Perozzo looks a lot bigger than Carrington, not in height, but in stature. He just looks thicker in the body. But Carrington is a very fluid fighter. Doesn't really have a style. He's like water. One minute he's had swag, and New York kids back in the amateurs, they always seemed older than their age, and they always seemed like they had to grow up fast, and they seemed like old heads even though they were young.
There's that one combination from Shushu Carrington, and that speed on the inside, and then a left hook from the fighter out of Brooklyn.
Porozzo thought he wanted to be there. He landed a shot, or had partially landed a
Ooh, nice counter right from Carrington.
high-level stuff right
Catch and
there.
shoot. Up on the inside.
He doesn't want to commit because he's getting countered like he just did. So now you see Porozzo inside hesitating when early in the round he was thrown.
That on the Hall of Famer, former 105 and 108 pound champion, also worked with him. And this young man had 500 amateur fights out of Ecuador. So he
right now, like when he gets hit with the kind of shots he's getting hit with, or there looks to be a skill differential between the two, he's still got to keep pressing. He still has to go forward and try to think that power in boxing and strength is the only scary thing. Skill can be scary too. When you get hit with 3 or 4 shots and you know you didn't know that, you're trying to figure out how you got hit with that, and then you try to land a shot and you get countered again, that can
that right hand from Shushu. In close, unnerving. Porozzo is now, he uses that same hand, but he goes down to the body. Stick. Blocking that shot with the forearms is Shushu.
Carrington is not worried about that. In fact, he wants Porozzo to throw. He wants to open him up so he can counter.
Nice body work from Carrington as Porozzo tries to answer with a right to the body of his own.
That's what Porozzo has.
He has a car that he uses as an Uber back home, and he owns a motorcycle that his family runs as a delivery service, so he's an entrepreneur as well as a fighter. Nice right uppercut from Carrington.
Good exchange from both guys.
Card on ESPN. Right after our ESPN Plus card, we invite you to move over to ESPN after the UFC show, and then for the interviews, we'll wait for you right here on ESPN Plus for the state of boxing.
Not be discouraged. Continue to throw. Not really heed the punches of Carrington.
And with 6 losses in his professional career, he goes up and down in weight. He was stopped by Raymond Murataya. He also lost to both cousins, Henry Lebron, who just saw earlier tonight, and Orlando Gonzalez by decision. His fighters and up-and-comers, as you see the right hook from Shushu Carrington with a right hook.
Knocking Porozzo down, but he's starting to do that. Starting to bully him and say, you may be the bigger man, but you're not the stronger man, and I'm going to hit you at will.
Yeah, that's a nice. Luis Porozzo is no slouch, but he's making him leery of throwing the punches here in round 3 of the scheduled 8-rounder.
But he can't afford to throw, get hit, and then throw again.
You can. It sounds self-serving.
Yeah.
Like, man, what you talking about? You've never been in there. If you say it, there's some credence to that. Right uppercut there from
Porozzo needs to
Shushu.
get off right there. Don't let Carrington.
Love it when too, because you're not just yelling at a fighter. You're actually having a conversation, and you're showing him and leading him to see what you're seeing.
Right, and it lets you know that the fighter, if he's talking back, that he's calm.
The corner of Porozzo, they're saying he wants the box. I need you to rough it up, get inside, but then you risk getting clipped with the uppercut like Carrington just landed, although Porozzo finally was able to get a couple shots in.
That's where Porozzo wants to live. Dangerous spot, but so is being mid-range or outside. There's really no safe spot with Bruce. Can't let the shot go. Just like that.
Ooh, and that's exactly what Kei Kuroma asked for. Why aren't you bumping him when you're on the inside, creating that space and setting up? Bump and punch.
Carrington is dangerous when he feels like he's got his fighter. Ooh, on the way, hurt and reeling. Punch selection in time.
Porozzo right now looks lost.
Well, he's being outskilled. He's been hurt. And he realizes that his size, good shot from Carrington.
And that was a left. Now bleeding from the mouth is Porozzo, who now takes another right uppercut from Shushu, and it's becoming target practice, going downstairs and upstairs now.
Carrington, he lets the shot go, and it typically lands flush. Good sticky right hand right there, but that's what Porozzo has to do. He's got to throw when Carrington throws or right after Carrington throws.
When talking to Josh Taylor in the lead up to this fight, which is our main event, Teofimo Lopez did hold his words in his assessment of Josh Taylor. Respective spots, and show me something as we come out for round number 5 of a scheduled 8-rounder. Shushu Carrington looking spectacular so far against Carrington with the stick, trying to open up the defense of Poroso. This young man has been on YouTube since he was 6-7 years old. And you can tell when you speak with him, he's just very poised, knows what he wants, newly in.
Watching any of his fights, they shouldn't do that. And they should realize that it's not about bulk. What does he do in the ring? How does he move his opponents? What kind of power does he have? And he's shown that he's plenty strong, and he will even get stronger.
Nice left hook from Poroso. Good feint, and then landed left.
He only landed it because he threw it.
What is it Jordan said? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Carrington's shoulder right hand tried to get one over on Poroso and land a hook. But
Pace slowing down a little bit here in round number 5. Poroso not willing to throw, and Shushu looking for the openings. Creates a double.
You see Carrington trying to think his way through this period of the fight. No, Poroso's not going
commit with the right hand.
To do different things right now to get the right shot through on Poroso.
And you saw that exaggerated reaction from Poroso on the feint of Carrington, so he's got him flinching.
Yes, he does. And if I'm Carrington, I go back to that good exchange right there. Good punches landed from Poroso. But if I'm Carrington,
Poroso's tough. Takes a shot to the body there from Carrington, though.
Guys like Poroso won't lay down. You got to help him. You got to help him out the door. And
it may be what you were saying, Dre. A little bit of, you know, just being bored in there, and those are the little mistakes that Kei Koroma was alluding to that can cost you.
I think Carrington and Poroso's time that he feels that you're going to throw hard, so for the most part he can evade the punch or brace for it. Carrington needs to pick up his punches. Different cadence. Poroso's picked up on that as well. That's a different cadence right there. That's what he needs to continue to do.
It up, many ways to say it, and that set up a nice body shot from Carrington on Poroso. That left hook to the solar plexus. Poroso, who's fighting for the 11th time in the United States. Good conversation with Kei Koroma in the corner. Pull down the guard of Poroso to set up his overhead shots. There's that jab from Shushu.
These kind of fights for young fighters on the way up. Can't have top 10 all the time and expect to be ready when you face top contenders and then ultimately other champions. You need to think through some stuff. You need to have a little bit of hardship. And I'm not saying Carrington has had much hardship tonight, but he's having to think through some stuff. He's landed some good shots, and Poroso's still here. This is good for the young career of Bruce Carrington.
When you get a fighter who can take your best shot and keep coming at you, that's something that then forces you to figure out different ways of doing it, and that's what Kei Koroma was alluding to in the corner, switching it up. Do when he has to take a deep breath, and
yes.
We just saw him take a deep breath.
Or when something's not working, like you see here, Poroso's got a good, veteran, crafty defense. He's not super.
Good job by Sean Clark tonight as well. Nice left to the body and then left uppercut. You saw the quickness that in this building we've seen Tito Trinidad deliver on so many occasions. That double left hook.
Dominate and still learn and ultimately still win in the process.
That's a nice check left hook as Carrington was countering, and now he's digging downstairs.
Yes, I like the whole combination, the sequence, and the punch selection from.
You talk about steps in the right direction. That's exactly what we're seeing from Shushu Carrington here in the 7th round. As he connects on round 8, the final round between Bruce Carrington and Luis Poroso. What would you like to see in this final round out of Shushu?
I think he's doing his gotten beyond himself and gotten too wild because Peroso's crafty enough to counter. He's doing, I think the poise and the patience is my biggest takeaway from Carrington in this fight.
I hear about a fighter in his 8th professional fight. You want to hear poise, patience, but you want to see this type of action, digging downstairs to the body, creating oaks to the head.
But I like it because there's going to be some nights where this is all you're going to get for 12 rounds. They may be displeased, but it's about winning and moving on to the next assignment. So Carrington is stepping it up right here and is putting himself in.
Eyes are focused on the reactions from Luis Peroso here with a minute left.
Carrington has his eyes fixed to the body of Peroso, but he really wants the shot to the head.
He's waiting for one punch and to just pounce. He's so close. That's the 3rd time this round, and there it is. A 2-punch combination with 43 seconds left, Dre. It's premature.
I'm not sure what that was about right there. Peroso hadn't shown anything that he hadn't shown throughout the fight. He's taking all the shots well. He made his eyes weren't, dilated or big. From what I saw, he seemed to be just fine, and the fight was almost over. I'm not sure what that was about.
By now, Bruce Carrington was moving deeper into his professional journey, and the conversation around him was slowly shifting from prospect to watch to prospect to take seriously. But with bigger wins came harder challenges, like Angel Contreras, a fighter known for being difficult to look good against. Not necessarily a big puncher or a flashy name, Contreras was the type of opponent who forces you to solve problems inside the ring rather than simply overwhelm them with talent. So for Carrington, this was about refinement and about proving he could stay sharp when things didn't come easy or clean from the opening bell.
It's the inside, and as you can see, the elusiveness already, making all those jabs miss from Contreras.
13 because my dad was a boxer, and my style is a more refined Mexican style. I'm not just a brawler. I had feint
That, but that's what he was looking for, the right hand over that jab.
and he set up a nice right uppercut, did Shushu. Contreras putting the pressure on, digging to the body.
A lot of those punches are being blocked. That shot right there landed for Contreras. Beautiful. The jab, and he shot it 3 times to the body.
Nice combination punching from Contreras, who owns his own gym, Cachorro Bar, out in Monterrey, Nuevo León. And he's been with them since he turned pro. Being considered one of the next great prospects in the sport can come with a lot of pressure, and while that might be too much for some, Shushu Carrington, his length as a fighter, 72-inch arm length, allows him to not only protect the head like he's doing there, but the body at the same time. That's such a great advantage for a long featherweight like Shushu Carrington, who now is digging to the body of Antonio Contreras.
You know, long arms can cover up in front of you, block, and then hit you with a jab on the way out.
Yep. Shushu with a cachorro means cub. Nice right hand. He's the cub because his dad was a fighter.
And every now and then he'll dig down to the body, and you see right there just reacting. That's called
groove. But what groove do you see in Anderson? And take an opener at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN. Nice combination counter from Shushu Carrington.
with Contreras.
I just saw something that reminded me of Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence.
It's a message to your opponent as well.
Absolutely.
Sends a message. Woo! Look at that, getting off onto the angle right there.
Look at that defensive prowess. Pairing punches, catching him with the gloves. Listen, that dude slobbering all over himself, King.
That's
the
what
water in there.
That's what I used to do, slob all over it. I used to get water, man. For some apparent reason, I had a whole lot of openings. You know, when he does let his hands go, oh my goodness, look at that. Up and down, switching, going to the left, going to the right, going down to the body, stepping back. It's good work, but defense after his counters. It's hard to land. He usually lands or attempt to land something when Shushu is standing still and covering up in the pocket like this. It's discouraging. It really is. And Contreras is standing in this fight, and Contreras has got a little high guard of his own. To open up Contreras, he's trying to look for The left hook to the body. That's what he's looking for. He's trying
to land from the outside. Now trying to get more intimate on the inside, but he's made to pay for that.
But the problem could come for Shushu. Maybe not. I don't know. When you get in there with a guy that has punching power, I'm talking about heavy hands.
The other plan was for July 1st to be a fight between Jared Anderson and Jean Kosobutsky, who was not able to.
When Shushu uses his jab, he can control the outside and he can set up punches from the outside. And more often, he will literally shut down everything that Contreras is trying to do. But you see, you give him hope when you sit still. I know a lot of those shots are not landing, but he's still putting energy into you. Understand that?
Angel Contreras' corner, Armando Cerda Salinas, is asked for body work. But that means he opens himself up to a counter right. You see the quick hands of Shushu Carrington, who lands about 7 unanswered punches.
And so another thing that this defense does right here in the inside, when he goes into the high guard, is it allows your opponent to hit you and hit you on a
hotel and casino in Tulsa. The defensive responsibility and quick Cobra-like counter from Shushu Carrington with that overhand right. And there the feint, and it was pretty much, now what am I going to do? And he could do whatever he wanted.
Honestly, whatever he wants. Shushu, he's literally ready for 10 rounds right now.
The fighters we just saw, Abdullah Mason earlier tonight. Top Rank has so many great blue chip prospects, a lot of them on your, double stamp list. The fact that he doesn't always go for the knockout. He's got 2 straight decision wins. Is that something?
This skilled and this good, and he's going to get stronger and stronger. And he's going to find creative ways to get guys like this up out of there. As you can see right now, still has a few rounds to go to soften this man's gym. It's the way you get better.
I mean, his conditioning, he says, I love the fact that I'm not in New York where I got to go up to the Poconos, drive over 2 hours. From Vegas, it's a 40-minute drive up to Mount Charleston, get my altitude.
His patience, poise, the way he's picking his shots, not rushing. He's in total control. Not good enough. And then you're just pounding on him. You see, and you start wearing them down and you start beating on them mentally. That's what it is. You beat on them mentally and physically at the same time.
That body work.
Man, did he just do 3 left hooks?
Yep. That's to AI Carrington. Artificial intelligence, man. Although for him, it's natural. It's instinctive. It's who he is. It's who he was born to be. Look at that slapping right shot. And then the left hook.
Why he's doing it, what he's doing at all times, under control.
And you know the other thing, Tim? When a guy goes back, eating the game consistently or constantly and adjusting. Now, Contreras didn't come to lay down, and that's why we are now in the 7th round of an 8-round fight.
Contreras is getting outclassed, totally outclassed. Now, if Shushu had that one punch, one hit quitter, of course, that will help his stock even more.
Ooh, look at that liver shot.
But to the boxing, see, we talk about experience all the time, and
that left uppercut, Tim. Go ahead. Experience.
It's that you can figure that out and know what not to do, when to do it. The better off you'll be.
I'd rather quick combination on the inside. Let's Cachorro throw his shot and then makes him pay with the uppercut and a right hook. So let's see if Shushu can follow the instructions that Kei Kuroma gave him. Use the jab in the early part of the round and then take it to him using angles. Ooh, jeez. That's a power jab.
Disrespectful.
Nice right uppercut from Shushu. Going down to the body. And here comes a body work from Shushu, right and left.
And the angles behind it.
Kei Kuroma told him, hey, Contreras cannot handle the angles.
Goodbye.
With 9 wins on the bounce, Bruce Carrington was no longer fighting just to stay active. He was fighting to build a real case for himself as one of boxing's most promising young talents, but that only meant bigger fights. Next in line was Jason Sanchez, a 16-4 fighter who was a meaningful step up. Was Carrington ready to level up?
The outlook of Shushu Carrington into the focused fighter that he is today. Focused on greatness, focused on becoming a world champion. But in front of him, an experienced fighter in Jason Sanchez, who's got 112 rounds under his belt in 20 fights. That's 65 more rounds in 11 fights than Shushu has been on.
Great step-up fight for Shushu Carrington. Sanchez has been in there with some names.
First loss, then a unanimous decision loss against Christopher Pitufo Diaz in the bubble. A majority decision loss against Adam Buenos Lopez in a war, also in the bubble.
Likes to dictate the pace, likes to get off with his offense, likes to land, likes to be in control. And he's physically strong too. Carrington's gonna get tested, but you're seeing right now, you're seeing the calmness and the poise of Carrington right now, and he's looking to pick his shots.
Do his work over the process of 30 minutes of action. Nice body work there from Sanchez as well. Sanchez told me I can beat Carrington by being aggressive, but I have to be smart while doing it. I can't just be crazy throwing punches.
Yeah, the reason why he's able to touch Carrington, he's not landing cleanly, but he's hitting something. He's hitting gloves, he's hitting the forearms. He's just looking busy, staying active. And that can sometimes influence the judges. Just seeing a fighter being active like that.
Zayas will open up the card on ESPN. He's with Mark Krieger. A world title challenge at 126.
I want you to look how comfortable Shushu is along the ropes. Yeah, so I always tell you never to be along the ropes, but when you're able to fight off the ropes like that, you add a different element to your game. You see how very shifty he is, rotating his shoulders, avoiding shots, and sneaking short shots up the middle against Sanchez.
Ooh, nice left uppercut from Shushu, who's very comfortable just using his
good body shot right there from Sanchez.
Create space, but that's the one way you slow somebody down, Tim. Go downstairs.
And I like what I just saw from Sanchez. Sanchez just threw the right hand right over the top of the shoulder. There it is again. Good right hand, crisp right hand over the top. That's how you take advantage of that shoulder roll right there, or that Philly shell. You can attack that weak side, use that right hand, a chopping right hand right over the top. It's available for you.
You like Shushu's Philly shell, or did you like Ryan Garcia's better?
That was a scary shell. Ryan Garcia.
That's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shell.
Deliver coming from Shushu. Looks like he's setting it up right now. He's getting Sanchez comfortable, but look at all that body right there from Shushu.
Nice jab, that left hook, and Sanchez is in trouble, and Shushu Carrington wants to finish the fight right here, right now, in the second round. Woo! And down goes the Scorpion, has been stung. Wow. 10 seconds left here. The toughness of Sanchez to get up from that shot. Trying to hold on to hear that final bell in the second round. And down goes Sanchez once again.
Technical knockout, Bruce Shushu Carrington.
By the time Carrington was matched with Bernard Torres in February 2024, his name was already starting to circulate more seriously in boxing circles, and Torres brought that familiar danger every rising fighter eventually faces, the kind of pressure that forces mistakes if you aren't fully switched on from the opening bell. The fight was for the vacant NABF, IBF International, and WBO Intercontinental Featherweight titles, and with so much on the line, Carrington simply couldn't falter.
The better Shushu fights, and that's true. That's true about a lot. Got clipped. It was in the Philly shell. Ooh.
Torres getting to the
Good
inside with a three-punch combination against Carrington. Things could really open up. Could this be the year where Shushu Carrington, there's a check, catches him with the right hand to close out right across that waistband. There's a right hand that's able to sneak under the left elbow. There's a good example being caught with that jab.
Shushu places his foot on the inside to land that jab. Gives him a different punching angle to be able to land that shot.
Short right hand on the inside. Torres came in, crossed that threshold, back to the jab for Shushu. And then a sweeping left hook. Look for it again that time. The 18-win veteran as we come to the end of round number 2 to start off this evening. That'll be capped by the WBC 130-pound title fight.
He does it there.
Well, it's got to come up before it goes.
Exactly. Good
There's
shot
that lead right hand from Carrington, and then follows up his work. Jab to the body here, closing moments of round number 3. Picks up the pace, good hand speed from Carrington. The body has landed 17 body punches at this point, punching between the punches.
Look at Torres using timing. Shushu's letting one punch come at a time, and Torres, nice little counter right there from Shushu's actually trying to counter his counter.
Yes.
And he countered him.
Good left hook, and now the right hand connects upstairs. Good offensive output here in the middle of round number 4 from Shushu Carrington. Left hand comes back in return from Torres. And Torres steps forward with a 2-punch combination. You can see blood dripping from the nose of Bernard Torres.
Shushu turning southpaw. When things seem a little bit off, we're going to see how he delivers.
Good headshot that time. Shushu Carrington. 1-2.
Good shot.
Right hand landed.
Ooh.
And oh my, Shushu! Home, Brooklyn born, and does it. What a statement!
Here in New York City, your winner, Bruce Shushu Carrington.
With each win, Carrington was starting to attract real attention, and the expectations around him were growing just as fast as his reputation. Brian DeGracia was more than happy to test him. A tough and experienced fighter, known for his durability and ability to stay competitive even under pressure, DeGracia was the kind of opponent who could take Carrington into deep waters. With 29 wins in 32 fights, he had the record and the skills. Carrington needed to be careful.
DeGracia had been training, had been getting ready to be on another card, and was given advance notice, hey, be on standby just in case. Upper body movement to get out of the way from DeGracia. Co-main event on national TV. Coming to the end of round number 1 with Shushu Carrington and DeGracia. Good exchange to close it out. Then our main event.
And he can be spiteful at times. You know, he'll let his hands go, and the more he start building confidence, he starts getting tougher and tougher. Shushu has to put something back in his face. Bryce, nice right hand.
He admitted, he said, I know I cannot go out there and outbox him. So, to your point.
Good combination right there.
3-punch combination.
Yep.
Left hook.
Yeah, but
and there's the right hand.
But where's the jab? Where's the jab at from Shushu? Shushu seems like he's just looking to set him up for one shot. He's looking for one punch. That's it. Shushu Carrington, but not enough offense coming back.
Tried to time that right uppercut between punches.
So what Shushu's trying to do, he's trying to get him to work. He's trying to get him to overwork himself, wear himself down.
Oh, good left hand!
There it is.
Shushu lands a left hand at the end around.
I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna stop you. Good right hand. Good jabs right there from DeGracia. Just pay attention to see how DeGracia moves.
Let him go.
Shouldn't take advantage of all the time that he's a lot.
Pick him up.
Oh, sharp right hand, timed well.
Nice, just rolling the shoulders right there.
And then a left hook to the body.
Oh,
he got caught as he tried to open up with an uppercut. DeGracia said, I'm going to take some risk, from Eric Dolly, the referee. Excellent action to close out round number 3. Round 4, Carrington with a 38-30 connect advantage to this point against a very active, very game Brian DeGracia.
You know, that's his ultimate goal, is to get in the ring with one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the game. You know, I don't knock it, you know, but you got to continue to climb.
Bernardo Osuna, what are we hearing from the corner of DeGracia?
former fighter Juan Mosquera wants him to start with the jab and stop lunging.
Again, that left hook is what he's looking for. Ooh, big shot. Combination on the inside.
Three-punch combination, came back with the right hand.
But if you misjudge or mistime one of those punches.
His last fight was here in New York back
Nice
in February.
roll. He hurt him with that body shot. I was right in the spleen, Tess.
There's that left uppercut.
Looking a little arm weary. Doesn't have that power, that much power on his shots like he did early on. Nice right hand. Uh-oh. There it is. Shushu now understands, and he's now coming forward. No, that's a part of boxing as well. You got to be able to sense that.
See the blood?
And that killer instinct. Here it comes.
Here he comes. Shushu Carrington turning it on here.
He smelled it.
5, 6, 7, 8. Left hook lands. Just missed with the right hand. Digs to the body. Doubles it up. Downstairs. And
Shushu's right brain. He just smart.
Boy, did he want that left hook, Timmy?
That's what he wants. Either a pull or a roll.
The right hand's been on the 11%. There's a two-punch combination. Tried the up jab.
There it is.
There's that right hand you said to look out for. Another short right hand. Comes back with it.
I think the uppercut's coming next, Tess.
More blood streaming from the nose of Gracia.
Right. The last 2 rounds, and Shushu just taking full advantage of it right now.
Right hand to the body, just on that belt line.
That's special, Tess, when you're comfortable inside the pocket like that.
Sends him off balance again in the final seconds of a round. Shushu Carrington, undefeated Brooklyn fighter in control. Right hand that had him off balance. It was just near the ear, affecting his equilibrium. Took more damage in round number 6, and you see him go to the body here in round number 7.
Let's see if Shushu can figure something out to be able to corner him. Come on, Tess.
Well, he's in such control. Hands are down, and he lands that.
For Gracia.
There's a combination on the inside, and he nearly put. Shushu giving a look that he could finish it at any time. Let's see if he does.
Hurt him. Did you see the legs?
Sweeping left hand.
Oh. Shushu toying now. He's just toying with him now.
That was his nickname, always on the trunks of Shushu Carrington. So many family and friends here at MSG tonight to see this next step in what many feel.
Like he sees the punches coming before they even thrown. But if he gets too complacent at times, he can get caught. Gracia, he's fighting back. He's trying to fight back in spurts. He might land one here or there, but Shushu's in total control right now.
Gracia trying to circle and continue to circle here in round number 8. Shushu finally corrals him. Uppercut on the inside. 3 left hooks, and
in September 2024, Bruce Carrington returned to the ring in a fight that carried real stakes, as the WBC silver featherweight title was on the line. Across from him stood Suleiman Segawa, a tough, experienced, and awkward veteran known for his durability and ability to disrupt rhythm. He was the type of opponent who doesn't necessarily overwhelm you, but makes everything uncomfortable and messy over time. This wasn't just another win to collect anymore. It was a test of whether Carrington could stay composed under championship-level pressure against a tricky, seasoned opponent. The answer was a few rounds away.
In theory, it's supposed to test the mettle of the professional loss was to Emmanuel Navarrete when he was a buzzsaw at 126 pounds. Nice straight left from Segawa. Yet in his heart, he knows that he belongs. He's just still trying to find his legs underneath him.
Technical pressure. you understand that the judges are looking at that. And that's what you see from Sagawa. Anytime Shushu lets his hands go,
Sagawa trying to set up that overhand left. Nice double right hand from Shushu Carrington as Sagawa looks so calm in
calm,
there.
poised. He's finally found the rhythm of Sagawa. He's starting to counter after Sagawa punched. Now he's getting physical on the inside. He's shortening up his shots.
And that's a different.
Carrington believes he found the key. It's the body of Sagawa.
Corner of Sagawa. Kennedy celebrating, saying, look, man, we keep digging to the body. We're going to get this kid. And all of a sudden, said kid is turning things around with the same strategy.
Little by little each round. And now we starting to get in his groove now.
Yeah, but you see Sagawa partially blocked by Carrington, but you can see that Carrington's looking nice shot there from Sagawa. Now a right hand from Shushu Carrington. But he's also in the corner of Shushu Carrington. Tim, what did Kay tell you?
You mean Mark, what did Kay tell you? You're confusing me. Listen, he says stop. Kay told him stop waiting for the perfect shot.
Watch your head.
Because he's going to need it to be able to close the distance on Sagawa.
We always talk about, Tim, against lesser opposition. 8th round of Carrington. Sagawa things have not opened up for either fighter as of yet. Nice left there from Sagawa as he puts a combination together. The time is going to win this fight.
Absolutely not.
Because that's what we've seen inside the ring.
On March 29th, 2025, Carrington returned to the ring as his rise at featherweight continued to gain serious momentum. Undefeated at this stage, Carrington was steadily moving from prospect status into the fringes of contender conversations, with each fight carrying more weight than the last. Across from him was Enrique Vivas, a veteran Mexican featherweight known for his ability to stay competitive in grinding fights. He wasn't brought in to simply survive. He had enough ring experience and durability to hand Carrington his first loss.
And has shown his charisma since he was an 8-year-old out in Brownsville.
Yeah, well, he wanted his body and his mind to catch up. I mean, the skill-wise, mind-wise, he felt like he was ready, but physically. But I feel he's outgrowing this weight class.
Careful the hit.
That's what I feel. And that's the reason why I feel
Rated
that.
contender worked his way up, and tonight he's facing an opponent who has been off for 14 months. And for right now, he can't get away from that jab, Tim, because the quickness of Shushu Carrington is evident early on.
Oh, and that right hand is evident. From a little bit too close. I know he's trying to have some sort of control and keep something in Vivas' face. However, I was like, man, the right hand is available for Vivas. If he sees it, he should just let it go. Again, there it is again. A little bit too close shooting that jab. I know he's trying to control range, and that right is available for him.
You can't get careless at this stage of your career, Tim. When you're so close to getting to a world title shot, you can't believe that you're already there because you still have a tough opponent that has been in against some very good, solid, undefeated fighters before.
And I'm going to tell you right now why Shushu got to be careful, especially early on. Look at this, getting hit with no clean shots.
Nice right uppercut there from Shushu Carrington. But you're right. I mean, we saw him warm up with Kay, so we know that he did warm up. Was it enough? Because you see him at the weigh-ins, and he's got that grease on him, all oiled up.
So I think he's taking this round and warm to do so.
Oh, nice right uppercut again.
However, again, it's dangerous. You don't want to get caught cold early. Be defensive.
1 round fought since April 2023, and that was his last fight in February of last year against Jonathan Chanona, a first-round knockout after losing to Joet Gonzalez. So it was a get-well fight. Says, I've been in the gym, but it's not the same as fight speed. Kept his phone.
Yeah, and he also told him to keep that left hand up because he sees that overhand right starting to land. But again, he don't in touch on you. No, absolutely not. Give him that stick. Maintain that distance outside.
Nice right hand there from Vivas as Carrington comes back with a shot of his own. There it is again. 3 times for Vivas, and that's going to give him confidence. as he lands 2 times more with that same right.
Vivas don't get acclimated around round 4. Right now, he's just starting to get comfortable. He's been out of the ring for some time. You know what? It's actually, I think it's beneficial for Vivas to get a rest because every fight Vivas is in, he's always in a war. So having taken the time off, letting his brain heal up, this could be a good thing for him tonight.
You know, we talked about the fact that he's got 3 losses on his record. All of them have been decision losses against Ruben Villa, where he was dropped early on in the fight. Then Eduardo Baez, former world title challenger. Joey Gonzalez, another world title challenger. So Vivas can be outworked and out-hustled. Now let's see if Carrington wants to do this over 10 rounds. And you see the overhand right landing for Vivas once again. The answer, a double right. Overhand right and an uppercut, and down goes Vivas here in the 1 minute and 5 seconds left here in the 2nd round. And Shushu feeling that there's an opening for that right uppercut. Vivas coming right in unprotected, and that's not what you want to do against a sharpshooter like Shushu Carrington. Ooh, what a snapping right hand, a right uppercut from Shushu, and he's looking to finish this fight. 2 decision wins. He doesn't want to make it 3. The legs are wobbly, and Shushu is on top of Vivas here in the 2nd round. Oh, another snapping right hand. Vivas' legs are not under him. Oh my goodness. This is punishing shots from Shushu Carrington, and it's a matter of time of how much Raul Caiz Jr. is going to allow Carrington to tee off Jose Enrique Vivas.
It's about to be nasty. I'm letting y'all know, get ready. Get your record button now. This is going to be nasty. This.
Or did he let him survive?
He loading up on everything right now. Oh my goodness.
You got to give Vivas so much credit, Tim, for finishing this round. That Carrington doled out after Vivas got up was impressive. But there, that left hook once again. And even though Vivas his hands are there, Carrington punches right through it, and he finds an opening there for the right.
Right now is target practice. Vivas too slow. You can tell. Still dazed from that last round. All those punches he took in that last round, man, it's just a matter of time right now before Shushu land a perfect shot. They're not stable. They're very unstable.
And there's nothing behind his shots right now because the legs are gone.
Legs are gone.
Look, what a right lead right from Shushu Carrington. And now he's just going to let Vivas walk right into something. And there he is. That's a good stoppage from Raul.
It was only going to get worse from here. It was only going to get worse from here.
Continental champion, he is still undefeated, Bruce Shushu.
A few months after taking out Vivas, Carrington returned to the ring in a major step forward in his career, competing for the WBC interim featherweight title. Across from him was Mateus Hayter, an undefeated Namibian fighter whose physicality and violent nature was getting him a lot of hype. Hayter entered the fight confident that his power and activity could disrupt Carrington's rhythm and spoil the momentum of his ascent. But Carrington still came in confident, knowing well that he was bigger than the challenge in his way.
There's a right hand as he followed Shushu straight back. Hayter's able to land that right hand and then a left hook on the inside.
I don't care where you come from. You start hitting a fighter downstairs, you're going to start breaking him down.
Hayter just came in with a right hand again, and Shushu met him with a right hand to the body.
72-inch reach. Hayter got a pretty big reach himself. Good body work right there from Shushu on the inside.
There it goes right back to it, Timmy. Oh, just missed with that
nice counter.
Right hand. Counter with the right hand to the body as well.
And sooner or later, Shushu's going to start landing shots like that. Because
there's that countering opportunity.
He got his timing down. Good jab.
Jab and then that right hand to the body again, and then gives an angle, leaking out to the right side. Comes back with a lead left hook.
You know, Hayter's taking some on the chin. However, as of right now, he's dealing with it all right. And he's getting hit clean with some shots.
Right in the pocket as they exchange, and Shushu likes what he sees. Oh, that nice short right hand worked, didn't it? He shortened up that right hand in the midst of the 3-punch combination. So the featherweight average is 16 punches landed per round. His previous fight, he was over 20. Tonight, 8.4. Enough said. Oh, good short right hand after he went down to the body. Have been to the body. He's landed 53 body connects as he goes to the body. There with 2 punches to get it going. You see the level changes.
You know, coasting the victory. Easy fight, easy win, easy pickup of the interim world championship.
Featherweight world champion, Bruce Carrington.
Brooklyn's very own here in New York.
Isn't Bruce Carrington a terrifying man? Sure he is. But what makes his story stand out isn't just the wins or the knockouts. It's the way each fight has shown a different layer of his development. From learning how to handle pressure early on, to breaking down experienced opponents, his rise has been steady, calculated, and increasingly dangerous for anyone in his path. How far do you guys think he can actually go? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more boxing stories, and drop a comment on who you want to see broken down next.